I'm Wendy J. Haney, and today I wanted to go over with you the Quilter's Magic Wand. I was at Quilt Retreat last week, and all of us got one of these, which I thought was pretty cool, but I looked at it and went, okay, what do I use it for? Kind of threw it in my bag, but once I got back, did a little research, and okay, this is a pretty handy little tool. What it is it's 12 inches long and a ½ inch wide, and the most important thing is there is an etched line right in the middle of it. Yep, and that means you've got a ½ inch on either side of that etched line. Well, the simplest thing to use it for is making your half square triangles. So here we have our two pieces of fabric that I want to make a half square triangle out of. We take our magic wand and we take that etched line and we put it corner to corner on our squares. And we take our marking pen and mark on either side of the line. And there we have it. Then you go to your sewing machine and you stitch on the lines that you drew. And that way, once you stitch on them and you cut them apart, you're going to have your half square triangle. Easy peasy. So that works great for that. It also works great if you're doing an hourglasses. So we used the ruler and we got half square triangles. We got two of them now. And this time we're going to put those half square triangles together and we're going to put them so they're opposite because we want an hourglass. So green goes to orange, orange goes to green, or whatever fabric you're using. So we're going to do that, and then just like the half square triangles, you're going to use your wand and match up your etched line in the middle, and you're going to mark with your favorite marker on either side of our little magic wand. Just like that, and these become your stitching lines. So that's the cool thing. With the magic wand, you're marking your stitching lines. So now that we've done that, I went and stitched one of them, and whoo-hoo, look at there. We have an hourglass, and then you're going to have another hourglass on the other side. Pretty handy. The other thing is if you want to make a combination block. So a combination block is when you have a bigger block and then you're going to add quarter squares of your different fabric. So we've got our big triangle and we put this down here and we put it down, and you're going to do the same thing, and then you're going to end up with a combination block. So once that's done, you do that and you've got your combination block. There we have it. Okay, so far we've been using the wand and we've been marking and stitching on the outside lines. But you can also use it to mark on, to use it as a marker in the middle. So to make these little tiny houses, you can, what we want to do in this case is we want to have it, stitch it here and then fold it over. But I have a friend, Diane, who likes to use lots of little pieces and blocks, and maybe you do too. So if you do this method where we take our triangle and we're actually going to use the outside edge, not the etched line. We're going to use the outside edge and mark the middle, because we're actually going to want to, in this case, sew on the middle. But then also mark on the other side. So basically you're giving yourself ½ inches. We now have a ½ inch between our middle stitching line and our inside one, because what's going to happen here is the inside one, corner to corner, you're going to stitch on. That's going to give you your one corner of your tiny block. But then the other, the ½ inch stitching line, means you can then cut, find my ruler, and another ruler, because here's the key thing. Do not use this for cutting. Nope, nope, nope. This is not a ruler to be used for cutting. So don't. You don't want to nick it. You don't want to have any catching things on the end or wearing on it. This is a precision tool that you don't want to mess with your rotary cutter. So in this case, I sewed on the middle and I sewed a 1/2 inch apart. So now when I cut between those, I have my one corner of my little house block, and I'm going to put my other one up there so that when I do the same with it, it's going to fold over and I'm going to have my roof line of my little house. But I also have, guess what? Another triangle, half square triangle already made. Look at there. So depending on the size of the blocks you're working with, these could get a little small. But if you like small pieces, or if you have a friend like I do that likes them, I can give them to her. Or you can throw them in your little box, and that way when you're ready to make a scrappy quilt with half square triangles, you have a bunch of them already made. Basically, there are tons of ways to use this. Anyway, okay, flying geese. I've got another video where I talk to you about doing flying geese and marking on either side of the middle line. There you go. That's what this is good for. Also, when it comes to precision piecing, where it's really important, where you don't want to lose your points, you can use this as a measuring. I just finished this block, so I haven't done anything with it. But if I were to, including ironing it, but I could lay this tool down and put the etched line on my edge and go, oh, okay, actually I'm pretty good. But what if I laid my etched line on the edge and, oh, I'm going to lose a point? You don't want to lose a point. I mean, it's one thing if you've got a little bit of wiggle room there, but if you don't want to lose a point, then we're going to pretend that this was going to lose my point. So we're going to just mark it. This is an indicator that when I sew my block together, I need to be careful of that corner and pay attention to it so I can make some minor adjustments so that when I piece my block together with everything else, that I don't lose my corner. There you have it. You can get the Quilter's Magic Wand at your local quilt store, probably on Amazon, otherwise at studio180design.net. And I'll put that information in the description of this video. I hope you found that useful, and I'll admit, when I got it, I was like, okay, don't know what I'm going to use it for, but it can be very, very handy. So, let me know what you use yours for. Take care. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to stay in touch by subscribing to my YouTube channel, Wendy J. Haney, or going over to Facebook, facebook.com/groups/lifefulfilled. That's my group, Life Fulfilled, where I talk about all the things that I love. Quilting, wine, wellness, books, needlework, machine embroidery. Yeah, I have a lot of things I love. You can also find my Facebook page, Wendy Haney. That one's a little more difficult to find, but you can find my mug. So there you go. Find that. Otherwise, I'm also at wendyjhaney.com. Take care, and once again, I appreciate you watching.